Well, I was riding the little XR out to the shed the other day and she decided to lock up on me. Locked the rear tire and stopped it dead. And kind of a bummer. But it'll kick over. It did actually fire up for a second and then stop pretty abruptly. So I'm gonna get into her and see what we can find. Hopefully it's something easy and we don't have to do a top end rebuild. So we'll see what's up though. Let's get into it. Alright, we've been having some trouble with the keyway. It holds the flywheel on, so we'll start in here. Okay, so all looks good. There's some scratch marks there, but I think that happened when this nut worked its way off of there. So that all looks good. Like I say, it turns over pretty free. Just doesn't want to run. Alright, deeper we go. Alright, let's see what's under this valve cover. It looks alright. A little bit, you know, this top right there, I've got a little bit of play to them. Okay, that all looks pretty good. Well, the deeper we get, the sadder I get. We might have to put a new piston and some rings in this thing. Hope that's not the case. But even that, we might even have to get down on the bottom end. Well, we've been here before. Let's pull the carb. Fuck it, let's just drain the oil and tear it all down. Let's see what we're working with, huh? Probably be the best way to go. Alright, here we go. Ooh. Okay. Right off the bat, that looks bad. There's a lot of metal in that. Okay. Not real happy about that. Looks pretty though. Shit. Okay, so when you drain your oil, what you don't want to see is any kind of sparkly, shimmery metallic stuff in it. And You could pretty much paint a bass boat with what we got in here. That is not what we want to see. Let's run this magnet around in here and see if we can pick out any big chunks. Man, there's a lot of stuff in here. Okay. I'm honest. Seems like it's aluminum. I'm not picking anything up on the magnet really. Tiny bit. But that's probably just from the oil. It's stuck to it. There's more than a tiny bit in there though. Alright. I'm gonna try the same trick here.
Oh boy. Look at that. All right.
It was worth it. That's interesting. So this seems pretty sharp here, like it's been wearing on something, but this doesn't really appear to have any real wear in it. Let's get that out of there and see what we got. See, this side is, I'm betting that is our problem. What in the f is going on here? Pull this off, pull this side of the case off. We'll have a look back here and see, no, the bolt was not too long to be rubbing on this. Huh. So what caused that? So what caused this? Because this lip is all messed up. It's got big gnarly burrs hanging off of it. If it wasn't one of these bolts, what was it? I mean, that looks like it's right in that line though. Right in there. Don't have any longer bolts in here. Shorter one. This is confusing. Look at this. See that big old hair? What caused that? Something was scraping. Look at all this metallic debris. All that. Perplexing. I don't see anything in here that looks like it's been... Wait a minute, right here. Alright. See that? I'll show you right here. I don't know. See how it looks a little rubbed on? But I don't see how that would have done that to the crank. I mean, this is soft aluminum, this is hardened steel. It's interesting. Kickstarter. Well, I'll clean it up and see what it looks like from there. This is just strange. You would think with something like that crank that you would see witness marks somewhere, like something pretty substantial. But I just see a little bit of scratching on the edge of this casting. I am genuinely perplexed. We'll have a bonfire later too. Looking close in here, you can really see the metal flakes. All that metallic, sparkly stuff. That's bad news. Boy, there's a lot in here. I'm just using gasoline. I don't know what else to use. I don't have much else on the property. I'm not gonna, use 8 cans of brake cleaner. But quick gasoline wash, I think will do the trick. Look at all the metallic junk floating in that gasoline. Alright, so one image describing that ain't good, and this would be it. All that came out of the engine and the gas wash. Now admittedly, anything blue is my fault due to the Permatex that I tried to use first time around, which was completely unnecessary. But the rest of it is bad news. Alright, well, at least we caught it early. Didn't do any serious damage, I don't think. Clean everything up, get it back together. I still don't know what the hell caused this problem. Unfortunately, this is the good stuff that I got for the VFR. 93 octane. This is what we got. That doesn't feel great. I might have to might have to replace some bearings in this motor. I don't want to do that. But that doesn't feel right. We knocked down that edge on this a little bit, so that's good. Hopefully keep any metal that might be loose, any little flex or whatever, hopefully keep anything else from coming off and going through the motor. And I hit it with the old curb cleaner, and alright, we're going to start seeing about reassembling this thing. Alright, study time. Time to get back into this XR80. Of course, when I took it apart, I was frustrated and didn't keep everything together like I should have. So we got to get the book out and go through it a few times to really know how to put it back together right. No big deal. A couple minutes of a study and it'll make all the difference. So, crack this sucker open. Okay, here's the top end. We gotta go deeper than that. Clutch. Okay. Well, the good thing is that there's only one way it goes back together. Alright, we're getting somewhere here. I'm not sure where, but somewhere. Alright, I am pretty certain that I have these correct. Not 100% certain, we'll find out when we get them in and start manipulating things around a little bit. Oh, they look good though. They look real good. Look at that. Fit together real nice. Alright. We'll set these aside and get this case over here. Alright, we got this case, and I want to hit it with a little carb cleaner. Clean it out a little bit more. It's got a little residual oil in it, and I know it's just from me. I was hitting the bearings with a syringe full of oil just to keep them a little wet. But I want to get that carb cleaner and some paper towels and wipe this out a little bit. Never hurts to be too clean when you're in an engine like this. So, all right, wiped it out pretty good, and just gonna start putting some things together here. Okay. Boop. There she is. Okay. Alright, after a lot of trial and error and saying many words that both my mother and my children would be ashamed to hear me say, we're to this point, and I think this is a good stopping point for tonight. We got the main shaft, counter shaft in, we have the shifting forks on the shaft that they sit on, and I could wrestle that shifting drum in, but I think I'm going to call it here for tonight. And we'll pick it back up tomorrow. Alright, a little note to self here. Hey doofus, if you're going to be doing stuff, turn the camera on. It helps the channel. Helps what you're trying to do here. Alright, so I was just goofing around. I got this shifting drum in, and it is moving really well. Really nice and smooth. Everything feels real good. So now we're here. Alright. What's up next? Kicker. Yes, I see. The kicker. So if I remember correctly, which I don't, yes, okay, this goes in first, and then the other side of the case goes over all of it. And all right. And now this guy. So let's slide this over and like really think about what in the was rubbing here. Let's have some looks at some things. What you say? What you say? I need a hammer. BRB, MFer. All right. Let's give her a little tappy tap around the way. And there we go. This is not the best stand to work on here, but that's what we're working with. That's what we got. Okay. So, what is our issue here? Let's see. So, this here, 75.1 millimeters. So, comes out around here. Now, the only thing that I could think is this screw, this bolt for the oil pump. It's the only thing that I can think. It would be right in that. Right in that. Man, that's still not perfect. But it's never going to be I'm putting just about that much pressure on it. You don't want to go wailing on this sucker with a hammer. I mean, you know. Okay. Feels good. Everything feels right. Now I know I don't have the gasket in between here. I'm really just kind of feeling everything out at the moment. You know. So, maybe I should put that gasket on and stop feeling it and just put the fucking thing together. Stop feeling on your gearbox. Just put it together. Got hit a little harder taking it back apart. This is the worst engine stand ever. Have I told you that? Not really. It just is what it is. That's the thing that I just keep landing back on, is that it just is what it is. Gasket envelope. You, my friend. Go right here. Okay. And back on you go. Okay. Oh, fantastique. All right, we're looking pretty at this point, you know? Pretty. Gotta start digging out other parts. Always try to put your little stuff in baggies. So much easier to keep track of that way. So when I tell you that this pawl is directional, what I mean is that there's only 2 holes in it, and you can see that they're offset in a weird way. Now you see that there's 4 pins in here, but only 2 of them stick up high enough to engage with these holes. The other 2 are just there for balance. So if we look at these wear marks, where those other 2 pins are, it looks like it goes on like this. So, gotta grab something to hold this guy back with, and then center it on there and get it on the pins like so, and then tighten it down. Cool. So that's good. Alright, now we got this guy, the shift fork here. Goes in here like this. And this might have to be in a different spot. Back in the baggies. You back in there. Aye. Gasket. Alrighty. What's up? Me again. So, editing this video and I'm getting very frustrated because it's hard to show what I'm doing here linearly without, you know, this video being 3 hours long. Because I spent 2 days putting this engine together, tearing it back apart, putting it back together, tearing it back apart. I'd get to a point where I'd say, oh, it's all back together, but where's this washer go? Oh, okay, got to tear it all down because that washer goes on the backside of the countershaft. Then I dropped a spring down in the case and I had to take it apart. And then, man, just so many little things that I had to, you know, get back in it. And I think I did it like 8-9 times. It's ridiculous. So I'm just going to leave this as the explanation of the hell I went through to get this back together. Now, I have the motor back in one piece, it's all sealed up, ready to go back in the bike, but I'm a little worried. The one side crank bearing and one of the shaft bearings feel very tight. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to replace those bearings, which, you know, it's not a big deal. They're not super expensive. And, you know, pulling them is a pain in the ass. Getting them back on's a pain in the ass. But if that's what we got to do, it's what we got to do. So for now, it's back together, and I am going to try to run it. I'm going to put some oil in it and see if it starts, see if it runs, and we'll go from there. I'm sure it can't be good having more drag on one side of the crank than the other. I hope it doesn't want to, you know, create any torsion or anything like that, but I'm committed to this bike. I've owned it for a very long time, and I'm not going to give up on it. So if I have to order new bearings and tear it back down to nothing, so be it. This engine's pretty cool. I can actually get it torn down to nothing and put back together in about a half hour. So that's not bad. That's not too bad at all. After doing it so many times yesterday, though, I'll just tell you that the side cover bolts, there's 10 of them, and I began to hate them. So other than that, that's where we are right now, and I'm gonna cut out all this footage of me pulling my hair out, putting it together, and taking it back apart. Just know that it was tedious, and you don't want to see it. So let's put this bike back together and see if it runs. Alright, let's see.
Okay.
This ain't good. Well, we got to get new bearings. All right. Frustrating. Well, I guess we're going to call this the Postmortem, huh? It's obvious this bike isn't going to run in the condition it's in. I have to do some digging and figure out what in the hell is going on here. But first step is to drain this oil out and see what it looks like. Hopefully it's not as glittery as it was the last time. So let's crack her open and see what it looks like. I'm nervous. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's some nasty stuff coming out of there. Yep, there's a lot of metal in there. Oh man, look at all that. Well, all that finish is draining. Go ahead and start tearing the rest of it down. Get this motor back out. Damn. Well, I guess that's it for this one. I said I'd never give up on this little bike, and I'm not gonna. I love it, and I'll get it back together. But I got to figure out what's going on. So I'm about to start throwing some parts at it. Right off the bat, I'm going to have to do the bearings. That crank might be roached. I don't know. But going to have to figure out what's going on. It's so weird because you can see on the side of the crank where some metal's been taken off, but then you don't see anywhere else that looks like it's touched anything. So I don't know. I'm frustrated with it. Got to tear it back down and see what I can do. So we'll order some parts and get back into this one another time. Hopefully before winter. It's so much fun to ride in the snow. Just thinking about maybe studding the tires and taking it out on the ice this year if we get good ice. But so I'll order up some bearings and get into it. Just start throwing parts at it. See if we can figure out what the hell's going on. Alright, this one's running too long though, so we'll get those parts up and get back into this another time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one.